This time on One Foot Flipper, we get a new cat. Stay tuned.
One foot flipper.
My daughter loves cats, but she's allergic. Chonger found out about this and they sent her one of their new robot cats. She loves it, and I think you're going to too. You can go ahead and take it out.
This is adorable. I really like this.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to get that. We're gonna have to get that thing charged up. Now, Percy here is controlled very easily. On and off is right in the paw, and he's got a USB-C charging port right in the leg, so it's easy to keep him all charged up and ready to go. That's right, Percy. Okay, we got Percy here. To turn Percy on, it's a long press on his middle paw, and all the other controls are on his paw, like
voice mute, voice on,
and volume. Okay, Percy reacts. Yes, Percy reacts to 3 different phrases. Why don't you try the one that you know, Julie?
Hello, Percy.
Rise and shine. Meow meow. And Percy reacts to being petted in different places. Okay, so Percy reacts. Whoa, you grabbed Percy's tail. Uh-oh.
So that in video.
Okay, well, Percy like his throat rubbed? Oh, Percy does like that. How about a back rub? Oh, yeah. So, all right, well, I think Julie loves Percy here, don't you, Jules?
Yes.
All right, Percy's going to make a great companion for either the elderly person or just anybody who wants a beautiful cat in their life. Thanks to everybody at Chonker for getting this out to us. You can get your own Percy by checking out the link in the description down below. Be sure to put in that code for % off. Hey, let's do a few sales here, shall we? For a big $2.03, a Beanie Boo. You can tell I've had this for a couple of years because it was wrapped in plastic. I don't do that anymore. This is my wife's idea. She thought things were going to get dusty in the bins, and they just never did. $5.81. Harry Potter book on tape. Had about 50 cents into it, so hey, quick, easy $5. Also wrapped in plastic, so at least 2 years old. Madame Alexander 8-inch doll. Sold for $5.81, but I'm going to make a lot of money on the shipping because all my Madame Alexander dolls I had at a £2 shipping rate. This is going to cost me $6 to ship, and they paid $14.50. Yeah, I could go back and fix that, but then all my prices are wrong on the dolls. They've just been lowering the prices on them continually for 2 years until somebody buys. Only got 1 or 2 of them left at this point. Record Ultravox, $9.39. Movie poster for Jennifer 8, double-sided theatrical poster. Got sold for $8.46. And the shipping costs more than the poster does. 100 Pokemon Hollows, or Reverse Hollows, $11.64. I have quantity on this item, so if you've got a kid or a Pokemaniac in your life who you want to give an assortment that's actually all shiny, there you go. I got them. Ultra Pro, Magic the Gathering, 10-year-old card sleeve packs, $5. Got left. $97 for this baggie of Tau Kroot Army members. Not bad at all. A vintage PCI wireless card. This will not go in your modern computers. This is for your old computers. $7.20. And a Blood Bowl miniature, a vintage metal one from the late 80s, $29.03. That's all that sold today. All right, not been a great sales day today. Only 3 sales that weren't cards, but I'll show them to you. Anyway, this is a 1990-ish flag for the advertising Bud Dry beer. I'll throw a picture of it up there. This took over a year to sell because They both don't make Bud Dry beer anymore, and I don't think anybody liked it when they did make it. But it did sell for $17.70, so not too bad. Sold this Tiffin camera lens filter, 77mm. Got this from Metabubbles, so I'll put a little money on his spreadsheet. So good for him. Oh, if you want me to put some money on your spreadsheet, then what you need to do is you need to send me a big box of smalls that actually have value, and you can get your own spreadsheet, and I'll put money on your spreadsheet every time something sells. Instagram me if you're interested in that. And finally, sold this Jegs hat, $6.95. I never pay more than $1 for a hat, so I had $1 into this. And it sold for more than the price tag underneath the hat, because it still has the original price tag on it. So this morning I woke up feeling great. I had just made a huge bulk Beanie Baby sale on eBay. Saturday I had scheduled Saturday morning to go out to a big multi-vendor sidewalk sale of the kind of stuff that I like to sell, gaming stuff. And then it all came crashing down in about an hour. About an hour later, the Beanie Baby order asked to cancel. Then I got a notification from YouTube. They had pulled an older video of mine relating to Beanie Babies for promoting harmful behavior. Now, there was absolutely nothing bad in that video whatsoever, but apparently it said just enough various code words that the YouTube algorithm didn't like that it decided that I was somehow promoting with a Beanie Baby video, which of course I was not. Probably just edit out that word I just said too. Saying that I was promoting bad things with a video that explained how the $5,000 Beanie Baby sales on eBay aren't real. So that's good. Then about an hour later, got another message from my buddy Metabubbles. He can't make the sale with me on Saturday, and I can't handle things like that by myself. I can't carry anything, so that's out too. On the plus side, also, basically nobody bought anything today, so that's good. Got stuff left over from yesterday, though. Sold this Commodore's record for $6 whole. Sold this Michael Franks record for $8.34. Was not filed we were supposed to. It was not under M for Michael Franks because I alphabetize by artist with the first name first, not last name first. Don't know why, I just started doing it that way. Beginning never changed. Wasn't under Sleeping Gypsy, which is the name of the album, just in case I made that. Nope, it was under Frank's. The way I don't do it. So that took a while to find. For about $100, I sold 3 lots of assorted Warhammer figures. Hey, if you got any of that stuff and you don't want to become an expert in it, don't want to waste your time learning about it, send it to me. I'll pay you for it. You'll make some money, then I'll make some money, because I already wasted my time learning that stuff. If you're not going to get it repeatedly, no reason to learn it. I sold, picture up on the screen here, sold a lot of PlayStation and early PlayStation magazine and Xbox magazine for $10, which is cool because there was only like 5 or 6 magazines in this lot, and I got a lot of 40 magazines for $10, so that pays for the lot. The other 35 magazines will be profit. This has been up since the very beginning of my full-time eBay, a 2017 Kansas City Chiefs calendar. In my listing, I put good again in 2022. It means I had to have listed this before 2022. Sold for $3.92. Sold an official Pokemon double-sided playmat. This is the sort of thing that Pokemon sends out to the game stores, the Pokemon Center, usually 1 per store, to either be some sort of massive prize or for the store just to show things off. But somehow I ended up with it instead. And it sold for $55.84. Golf club cover, $4.49. For some reason, I've already gotten feedback, positive feedback on this, and I haven't shipped it yet. This is a daughter car to an old arcade video trivia machine. These things look like arcade games, but you usually find them in bars and pool halls. And you know, it'd just be a trivia game. It would have trivia questions on the screen and you'd answer the trivia questions. And there are all sorts of different daughter cards and chipsets for these. I don't know if you can see it, but if you look carefully here, each one of these chips has a category on it. And the varieties on these things were endless. I listed this basically because probably not all the data on this has actually hit the public domain. It hasn't, probably not all these categories have actually been dumped. Because there are people who do that. They find every old circuit board in the world and they copy the data. They put it up on the internet so it's not lost to time. Put it up for $10, sold in a day and a half, and the person already left me positive feedback. The last one I sold took much longer to sell. Different person bought it too. And of course my phone, which is not supposed to fall asleep for 5 minutes, fell asleep. Anyway. Sold a card playmat, $5.63. I had a bunch of these. I was getting $10 for this one a couple of years ago, but the value just kept going down. Okay, we have almost $800 going out in this batch of sales here, so let's just take a look at them. $51.75, this batch of Blood Bowl Norse figurines. Blood Bowl is a fantasy board / war game based on American football, but with fantasy creatures playing it. It's still in production, but the older metal figures are much more valuable than the current plastic ones are. Next one is a batch of 27 Game Informer magazines. Now I got these from one of those garage sales that y'all would love to run to from the ad and then get mad when you got there. It was an all video game garage sale, and I had been to the guy's garage sale the year before because he does it whenever there's a community sale. And very nice guy. I talked to him a lot the first time, for a few minutes the second time, but he's got most all of his stuff at 80 to 90% eBay price. Last year, though, he had his magazines at $1 each, and I guess he didn't sell any of them. This year, I think he had them at 50 cents or 3 for $1, and he ended up just selling me his entire stack of gaming magazines for $10. I already sold one small lot of them for $10. This lot sold for $40, and I believe there is one more lot left. So he wasn't putting any value on those magazines like he was on the video games. And none of the other resellers who went in there to try to buy video games even thought about the magazines. This next one, Magic the Gathering sealed Elven Alliance deck, Kaldheim. This sold for $84. This is a consignment item for my friend Peter. I still do consignment on occasion for very specific things. In this case, Peter had 4 identical brand new sealed items that are in demand. And the deal on that is Peter's going to get all the money left over after fees from 3 of them, and I get the money from the last one. And we each take the financial risk on our own one. So I'm going to sell all 3 of his first and make sure everything's fine before I pay him out. And he understands that. So if someone scams him out of one, they scammed him out of it. The 4th one that sells gets scammed, I'm the one who loses it. And that's fine with me. It's a much higher percentage than normal, but it was a very quick listing and it's quantity, so it's easy to deal with. Sold a promo card for the 7 Wonders game, $5.99. Normally I don't mention the cards, but there are a few cards that are in the basement or are different than normal trading cards, so they might show up on this channel from time to time. I did not sell a record. What I did use is a record case to hold these art divider pages for 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. These came inside the Monstrous Compendium. I've got about 20 of them here. So I think it's an entire Monstrous Compendium set with a couple of spares. And I put this up for $20. About 3 days later, it sold on a 10% off offer for $18. Sort of thing that's been kicking around my death pile for years. Sold this Elvis stamp collection. My mother got this for free from somebody's house she used to clean. It's about 400 or 500 stamps from foreign countries with Elvis on them. It's a very hard sell item. Comps are weird and all over the place. This started at about $300, and after 3 years, finally sold via promoted listings for $139.10. But the promoted listings was probably only 2 or 3%. I only promote high for very specific situations. For most of my items, I don't even promote them at all. Sold 3 anime-themed deck boxes labeled for the Force of Will game. Although they're really good for any card game if you like that kind of artwork. $7.99 plus shipping. I have quantity on those. My wife found this. You can tell because it's glass. Red Lobster mug. Sold for $12. She either got this at a garage sale for a quarter or at the Goodwill bins. I'm not sure which one. Probably a garage sale. She doesn't like to go to the bins. $20. Got me this set of 6 Blood Angel figurines with no arms for the old Warhammer 40,000 game. Notice this bag has a $2 price tag on it. I paid less than that and sold for $20. Not bad. Wish I would have bought that guy out. I sold a pair of American optical aviators, most likely Vietnam era, $100 with the case. These came from Metabubbles, so he's going to get some money on his spreadsheet as well. Metabubbles is one of my few remaining. Metabubbles and the JDF, Jimmy the Dolphin Flipper, are my 2 only real active consigners that I have left who actually have a bunch of stuff with me. My other big active consigner, Amy, she kind of moved out of the neighborhood. I haven't heard from her in a while, but Amy, if you're watching, I'd love to get some more stuff from you. Also, bring your daughters over. Julie misses them. Warhammer Fantasy Rulebook, $64.99 in kind of poor condition, and this is about 4 or 5 versions out of date, but some people like to play the old versions. Found this bad boy at the Goodwill outlet just a couple of days ago, or it might have even been yesterday. I think it was yesterday. This is kind of like a home mystery unlock room, escape room situation that was kind of like a subscription service where you get 1 cent per month. This one is called Deadlock Mystery Society Trader. Sold for $30 in 1 day. I got this at the bins, and I got one other one at the bins, but the other one's only worth half the price as that one. Probably because I think this is a much earlier one when the service just started before it gained any popularity, and the service is still out there. Warhammer Outdated Astra Militarium book, $20. Sold for $9, but it's going overseas via the eBay International, so they paid more like $31 total. SUSE Linux 6.3 and Red Hat Linux version 6.0. Retail release from about 20 to 25 years ago. Back when Linux was first becoming popular, people didn't always have broadband, so these free operating systems would also have quite pricey retail releases. I remember this SUSE Linux being like, or I don't know if I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but being about $30 for the retail release, being that it's all stuff you could download for free, and the Red Hat disc that I threw in there probably being $20 on its own. And for some reason, it sold very quickly, but only $9. Finally, got Paul's phone number. That's Paul's phone number. This is a replacement part for the electronic Dream Phone game. I had a whole video about that at some point. The replacement parts of this game have been selling very well. My Dream Phone had been put together from 2 different ones, so it had a lot of spare parts in form of mostly of the cards and related detritus like that, and I have almost sold enough. The spare parts have almost matched the $150 or so that I got for the game itself. All right, that's all for.
See, that's One Foot Flipper's nonsense video.